The Michael Jackson biopic is one of the most highly anticipated movies of 2025. Everybody can't wait to see this film because it's got so many great people attached to it. Antoine Fuqua is writing and directing. Michael Jackson's nephew is going to play his uncle, Michael. You got Nia Long, Cole Domingo, Lorenz Tate. You got a lot of people attached to this movie. But the way it's looking, we may not get this movie until next year sometime. And that's due to a mistake that was made on the Michael Jackson's estate. So let me break it down to y'all what happened. The writers for the Michael Jackson film took the script to Michael Jackson's estate and said, we need you to take a look at this to make sure that everything is okay. So we don't have any type of problems. The attorney for the state said, okay, fine. They looked at everything. He said, you guys are good to go to make the movie. Well, now they've done shooting the movie, and the movie is in post-production. So they're doing the editing and everything, probably getting ready to release a teaser trailer soon. Well, the Michael Jackson estate calls the film company and the producer and the director says, you can't do that. You gotta shoot the film over. And the reason why is because when Michael Jackson had his whole legal troubles and he settled with one of the victims, the alleged victims, part of the settlement was that they could not use the person's name in anything related to Michael Jackson. So, like, far as writing a book, doing a movie, documentary, anything, they could not use that person's name. And that's what happened here. They used the person's name in the film when they're not supposed to. So now they have to do massive reshoots and rewrites. So this has got the writer, the director, the producers, the actors, even Lionsgate highly pissed off because they looking at the state saying, how could you miss this? You all have one simple job to do was to make sure that everything was okay. And you messed that up. So now the state has to pay for the expenses. Meaning they have to pay for the camera crews, the actors, all this sort of things. Well, when you have to do reshoots and rewrites, you have to reach back out to everybody who worked on this film to see what their schedules is looking like. Because I'm pretty sure they're all working on other projects. Which means that we may not get this movie until sometime next year. Now, when I heard about this, I just sat there and shook my head because I feel the same way. How could Michael Jackson's estate mess this up and miss this? I just don't get it. If anything, when they decided to do the movie, the lawyer should have went back and checked to make sure that everything was okay before they even start writing the script. And say, hey, you know what? When you write the script, don't put this in here, don't put that in there, don't put that in there, because of settlements and courts and all this stuff. But they didn't do that. So with all the work they have to do back on this movie, the question is it going to hurt or help the film? because you can do a Michael Jackson buy-up movie, but all the court stuff that he had to go through, you can't do the film without adding those things up in there, because those was a major part. And they've decided to take that out or take other things out. We don't know what else they have to take out of there. It's definitely going to affect the film. So this is something that you just have to sit back and just go, wow. And not only that, the other messed up part about this is that the kid who was picked to be in this film to play this part, now he's somewhere crying. His parents are upset because he was excited, like, oh, I'm going to be in Michael Jackson's movie. And now the producers say, hey, you know what, kid? We're sorry, but you're not going to be in the movie due to these things, some legal stuff. So now the kid's probably somewhere in his room crying his eyes out. Mom and dad is upset because they're like, how could you do this to my son? So it's just a whole big pile of mess right now. And I'm just curious to see how they work this out and where they're going to go with this. And the rewrites that they have to do, hopefully it doesn't hurt the film. I'm hoping that it doesn't, because you got such a great cast and great people involved with this. So it's just a matter of, let's just see what happens. So stay tuned and I'll keep you guys updated.